like we said, we have a totally like formal presentation that's like 100% real and right here if we want to go over it. But we also can just hang out and talk about stuff after we kind of get into it because we got a nice little small group here. But at the very least, let Chase and I introduce ourselves, and maybe that'll be great. But originally our session was supposed to be titled Collecting 101. We don't know what happened. Instead, our names got put as the title of the session also. So, but it's because Chase and I are longtime collectors. We've been collecting for a very long time, and we collect just about anything you can imagine involving anime collectibles. So we are massive anime collectible fans and have developed online personas, whatever you want to call it, that are centered around our collectibles and our collections because of the size and the scope of our collection. So it's been a lot of fun. So we wanted to talk to you guys about that stuff, tips, cool tips if you want to collect anime stuff. But then also just a little bit about like building a social persona around collectibles. So if you have a bunch of collectibles, why not get engaged in the online community around it, so on and so forth, right? I mean, the big thing is like we would have never met had we not done that. And we were living in the same city, So like that was something, it's like we met because we decided to make Instagrams or YouTubes around our collectibles. Now we literally we go hunt, we go toy hunting, we go looking for manga together. Like it's like become our weekly routine at this point because it's just something that we love to do, and we were able to find community because of it. So we want to talk about all that stuff. So like I said, we have a serious presentation. It's like, this is like class act presentation. Like I put a lot of effort in it. So we can go over it, but I also recognize that, it's also, we're chilling and there's no reason to get too deep into it. But let's at least briefly introduce who we are. So Chase, you can go for it.
What's up, you guys? My name is Chase the Dark Sage. You can call me Sage or Dark Sage, whatever it is. But I'm a YouTube content creator. Essentially, I make content on collecting, whether it be manga, it used to be Funko Pops, anime figures, or just anime merch in general. I really don't do clothing like that, but if I do have a nice fit or it's a nice drip, I might show it off. Mm-hmm. But I have a YouTube, I do Twitch streams where I watch anime or read manga, or I just chat with people. I also have an Instagram, which I need to work on a bit more, but it's fun over there as well. That's usually where I answer personal questions or DMs that people have towards collecting. So yeah.
Yes, and then I'm JerrysGotPops, that's what I go by on the internet, but I also go by _and_me, and I also go by the Uncensored Anime Podcast because I host an anime podcast as well, and I do all sorts of stuff on there. Obviously, one is all focused on Funko Pops, the other is more focused on manga and Pokemon cards, and then that's the one I do with my wife who's right here, and then the podcast is about the podcast, which one of my co-hosts is right here as well, and we literally talk about anime every Friday, so if you are really into anime and you want to hear some dudes talk about it for an hour or two every week, please go sub, hit us up on Spotify. We love what we do over there. It is the most fun I've ever had making content, even if we're still small. But let me show you guys. So here's Chase's YouTube channel. So if you want to check it out, it's The Dark Sage over on YouTube, 22.5K subs. So he makes literally at least 2-ish videos a week on collecting and collectibles, whether it's manga, figures, statues, all this stuff. This is the place to be if you want to get connected or in with that sort of thing. And if you're into Funko Pops, this is my page over here on Instagram. I collect pretty much anything and everything, and you can see all the Funko Pops in my background there. I have a little over 1,200 Funko Pops currently in my collection. So it's not small. So a massive amount of Pops, and I've been collecting Pops for seriously for over 3 years now. So it's a lot of fun and something you could totally get into, and they want me to log in and keep looking at it. But okay, great. So because we're such a small group, I want to hear from you guys. So those of you out, it's just the 5 of you back there, and then these 3 that are our friends. But so I don't know. You guys want to tell us who you are, and maybe if you collect anything, what you collect, and if you don't collect things yet, what do you want to collect? Maybe. I'd love to hear from you guys. What's up?
I haven't started collecting. My friends are really, him and another friend are really big collectors.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
He was going to be here, but he kind of got stuck in something else.
Oh, so it happens.
He got pulled into the other room on accident.
Okay.
I want to get into, I want to hopefully have a dedicated room just full of wall to wall, this stuff, and then that being
hell yeah.
A nerd room basically.
Yeah, dope. Hell yeah. What's your favorite, if you were to start, do you like Pops? Do you like figures? Do you like Nindroids? Do you like, is there something that interests you specifically, or just trying to get a bunch of just different stuff?
Mostly manga stuff.
Manga collecting? Yeah. We're both really big into manga collecting.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I was just, what's your favorite anime or manga?
manga. It's hard to talk about, like, a lot of them for different reasons.
Okay.
But, like, of all time, it definitely be Berserk.
Oh,
I just recently actually started reading Berserk again.
so peak. It's so peak, bro.
I first got into Berserk because I heard PewDiePie talk about it.
Oh, yeah.
And I had read it all within 4 days.
That's amazing.
Like from the moment I woke up. To the
You just
moment
couldn't stop.
I was
Yeah, that's fire,
I
bro.
mean, it's good enough.
It's good, yeah. It's like reading a movie. That's what Chase says, yeah.
Especially with the deluxe volumes.
Yeah.
They're like $50.
He does reviews on the sessions on his channel. Hey man, come on in. We're just chatting about collectibles. We have a lot of stuff to talk about. So if you're into anime stuff, you're in the right place. So wait, what about you? What do you collect? What do you do?
I collect both manga and figures.
Ooh, okay. I know that's the stuff. Okay.
Right now I have 6 figures.
Okay.
3 of them which I bought here yesterday.
Oh, nice. Okay, so you're really getting into this. You're just now getting into statues and figures around.
Yes.
Okay, cool.
I've also been getting manga. I have stuff like Komi, Berserk, Vinland Saga.
I literally have all.
You were feeling pretty connected then.
Girl on the Shore,
Oh yeah.
and JoJo.
Sick. Go. All right, let's see. Yeah, I'm about to say, collect anything? Want to collect?
So, my mom, I feel like collects a whole bunch of Funkos, but doesn't realize she's a collector.
That happens, yes.
I don't really collect, but I do want to start getting more into manga and owning like my own sets of things.
Ooh, then you're in the right place. Chase and I are mega into manga right now. We're pretty much like, I feel like we're hunting for manga like every week at this
Like
point.
twice a week.
At least once, maybe twice. Sometimes, we're always out going through the bookstores, going through the shelves, trying to find good stuff. So, and we've been, I'm a lifetime manga and anime fan. I've been into it since I was pretty much a baby. But Chase was into it, kind of had his dip out, and has been back into it for the last couple of years. So, okay, great. What about you two over there? Let's hear it. What do you collect anything already, or?
I have like a small collection of Funkos, but I don't like nothing big. Like I only get like the ones I like mostly,
Right.
but she mostly collects like way more than me at least.
Oh yeah, what? Also pops?
Yeah,
Oh, okay. How many do you have?
like 200.
Nice. Mostly anime, or is it a lot of different stuff?
Anime mostly.
Okay, sick. Okay, awesome, fantastic. And then who just joined us? What do you collect anything? Are you in anything?
I just started. I collect manga. I went into looking at manga. First person that popped in was him.
Oh!
I started watching him. I was like, what's that? He was talking about streams, Naughty Man stuff.
Yes!
That's the nasty.
This is the OG.
So then I started watching you a lot. I was like, okay. And I started getting into manga. I picked up JoJo. I picked Vinland Saga.
Yo, that's fire.
Chainsaw Man.
Woo!
Those are some heaters.
Chainsaw Man's so
I
good.
just got Unlucky Dead.
Undead Unluck. Yeah, that's so sick. Okay.
Caught up on Chainsaw Man. Already caught up on Spy Family.
Yeah.
Damn.
Everything out pretty much. Funkos. I collect out-of-box Funkos.
Oh, that's fine.
I
You'll see later. I have a lot of my pops out of box too.
Yeah.
And figure-wise, I mess with some figures. I got the deal. One of the deal ones you had.
The Grandista, the one that's kind of, yeah, I like that one.
That's fire. Absolutely, man. Well, thanks for joining us. All right, y'all that just came in, do y'all want to? Well, first off, welcome. So we're Chase and Jerry. We're the Dark Sage and Jerry's Got Pops. We're big collectors. So we want to know, do you guys collect anything? Collect any anime, manga, merch, anything like that? I'm just asking everyone. Do you guys have any things that you collect right now?
I mean, we dabble in collecting anime.
Dabble?
Yeah.
Is it like Blu-rays or like manga, anime figures?
DVD, Blu-rays.
Oh yeah, I used to collect Blu-rays a lot.
Yes.
It's very expensive quickly.
It is, but I'm very small.
Okay.
I love the collection.
Oh, okay. That's pretty sweet. Okay, cool. What about you? Collect anything?
Like nothing.
Nothing?
I watch it on Netflix and all the other playthroughs.
Hey, that's sweet. No, well, yeah, that's what it's all about. And I feel like everyone, like, once they, I don't know, you tell me, but like, it's like once you buy your first collectible, it's like a downward spiral. Like, it's like you start to find the space, and you're like, oh well, this manga set's gonna look really good here. Like, oh, this figure's gonna look really good here. I'll just get one Funko Pop, and then it's like 1,000 later.
Yeah.
It's that kind of thing. So, what about? Do you guys? I know you guys are waiting to do it. Do you guys collect anything at home? You got any anime collectibles? Any merch? Any stuff like that? Nothing.
My brothers collect, but I'm not a big collector.
Okay. Are y'all into anime though? Big anime fans? Okay, good.
Do y'all two collect anything?
Any-
Like shoes, but that's it.
Oh, yeah, we know about that too. We're not as big into it, but we know about it. I feel like it's hard to be a collector and not know about all the different realms. Like, once you get into one thing, really seriously, it's like all of a sudden you start to learn about everything that people collect, like all the weird stuff.
And some of the stuff actually connects, like when StockX, because I know y'all can buy sneakers on that, when they started selling Funko Pops.
Yeah.
And a lot of sneakerheads actually got into Funko Pops.
Yeah.
You know, the hype beast culture.
Yeah, there was a lot of that. Absolutely. Well, sick. Well, welcome everyone. We're excited to have you guys and talk a little bit more about all this stuff. So what we've got planned, we do have a presentation, which is super fun, and I feel like we're mostly engaging. And a lot of it's his material, but we're going to talk about some tips and tricks, places you can buy stuff, ways you can save money, all that good stuff. And then we're going to get into a little bit of just like the collectible culture and like what it means, collectible community. To me, and I think to Chase as well, like the collectibles are cool, but a lot of it has to do with the people you meet while you collect. Like it's a hobby for a reason, and you start to meet people, you interact with people, you find people with shared interests, and that's what the goal of collecting is at the end of the day. Like, yes, you're gonna fill your room up, and you're gonna set up sick displays, and you're gonna get your detox all set out. Yeah, it's you're gonna make your whole room look sick, but it's really about just the awesome people that you meet along the way, and that's, I mean, again, we're just like lucky because like we met each other through the internet, even though we were living in the same city. You know, we met online because of the community we were able to build around our collectibles. So, pretty sweet. Okay, Chase, this is a lot of good stuff. So this comes straight out of your stuff. So, I don't know.
So,
how do you want to go over this?
I guess, does anybody have an interest in buying Funko Pops in general?
At least a
'Cause
little
lot of
bit.
you guys know
Yeah.
at least what Funko Pops are.
Right.
To the minimum, the little 3 to 4 inch.
Yeah, if you don't know what a pop is, it's a little figure box. There's so many anime ones. Like, a lot now.
There's just so many in general.
Yeah, I'm about to say, and they're really getting deep into the anime too, you know, between Dragon Ball, Naruto. I mean, they go really hard on the anime Funko Pops now.
Yeah.
The Demon Slayer ones are coming out later this year. If you haven't seen them, they are very cool. Even if you're not into Pops, you might find them kind of cool. But yeah, Chase, what do you think?
When it comes, I mean, I recently kind of stopped collecting Funko Pops seriously because I was collecting them, you know, I've been collecting for like 5 years Funko Pops.
Yeah.
And I recently stopped because it was just getting a little too out of hand. Because I had like over 400 to 500. I mean, this is like half of what you got.
Yeah, I know.
But basically, with my thing when it came to collecting Funko Pops, I'm a completionist. So if I like started collecting Dragon Ball Z, which I was a collector of Dragon Ball Z, I had to get every single Dragon Ball Z Funko Pop. Even at the time when I bought it, $1,000 Funko Pop. Like it was super expensive. Like
You bought a $1,000 Funko Pop. And how much did you sell it for?
I sold it for $2,600.
$2,600.
So I mean, it's a return on my investment.
Yeah, a little return, just a little bit.
Yeah, so, but with me, I mean, it's a dangerous game because it's like Pokemon basically. You gotta get them all. You gotta catch them all.
Mm-hmm.
And Funko kind of incentivizes that on the back of the box saying collect them all. So me, I'm very OCD when it comes to my collections. I like things to look nice. I like things to be presentable. I like to have like a full collection. I don't like to have pieces missing.
Mm-hmm.
But with Funko Pops, there's just so many things to collect, like Dragon Ball Z, Naruto, One Piece, Inuyasha, Yu-Gi-Oh, and I'm trying to think other series like Seinfeld. Which
Yeah, I mean literally like
anything.
anything. Frasier.
So when it comes to actually buying Funko Pops, I think there's something for everybody. Essentially, like there's not a single thing that you wouldn't know that hasn't been made into a Funko Pop.
Mm-hmm.
But when it comes to actually buying a Funko Pop, that's where the tricky part comes because there are people who make fakes, there are people who scalp them, who sell them to people who aren't as knowledgeable and sell them for a way higher price than what they actually are worth.
Yep.
So I guess it's one thing about being knowledgeable about where to buy Funko Pops, what it's worth, and if it's still being like made essentially, or if it's still in print.
Right. Yeah. So we put together a list. Oh yeah, what's up?
So do you buy with the mindset of flipping the price, or do you buy to sell, or is it just buy?
Like, I mean, essentially back then, I literally bought it only to collect it. Like I never imagined selling them ever. Like I said, I was collecting for 5 years. I didn't know there was a seller market for Funko Pops when I first started. So I was getting a whole bunch of them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Recently, I've just been seeing like a trend of people buying them to cut open their heads to see if there's something inside.
On TikTok, I've seen that.
There's literally nothing
It's
inside.
a joke.
There's some guy like on YouTube.
Yeah, there's a guy
who's like,
I
oh, I
know.
found a Dragon
Yo,
Ball.
he hit me up once and he was like, look, there's a brain inside. I was like, no. There's nothing in their heads, so don't cut them open. Good luck. But yeah, if you ever want to buy Pops, there's really 3 ways to do it, okay? So you're either going to go physical, you're going to go online, or you're going to go aftermarket. And that's what we have up here. So if you go to a physical retailer, you're literally going to find Funko Pops just about everywhere, right? Walmart, Target, Box Lunch, Hot Topic, FYE, GameStop, your local comic book stores, Books A Million, Funko HQ in Hollywood, which you have to fly to those. Barnes & Noble, Walgreens, literally random ass places like Party City has Funko Pops, Michael's has Funko Pops, Hobby Lobby, Best Buy, they all have Funko Pops. So if you want to buy Funko Pops physically, they're out there everywhere, right?
It's impossible not to find Funko
Yeah, like
Pops
literally,
now.
I mean, 7-Eleven sells Funko Pops, y'all. Like, there's literally Funko Pops everywhere. And that's like the crazy part about it. So if you find them, that's the best way to get them for retail. And right, they're going to retail between, if you go to Walmart, Target, $8.99. They're cheap, right? But if you go to some of those other places, $11, $12, $13 a piece, all the way up to $15 for some of them. So that's the price you want to shoot for when you're collecting, right? You want to try to find your Pops in that range at the physical retailers. Because if you pay a little bit more, you know, you start to get into this danger zone of like not understanding what you're buying or what you're getting into. But those are the best places to get them physically. And then the online retailers are lots of good ones that you could also check out.
Yeah,
Chase.
Definitely something like Child's Collectibles, who they have plenty of exclusive.
Anime
if you like,
exclusives.
if you like anime, they have like the Super Saiyan Kale when she was in her Berserker mode.
Yep.
Luffy when he was in Gear 4, which
Oh,
I think
it's
was
so-
an amazing.
it's so
looking
heat.
pop. For a pop,
Yes.
it looks really good.
It's so heat.
They have Super Saiyan Vegeta, Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan Blue Vegeta.
Mhm.
They just have like a lot of exclusive
Great
display,
anime. Mhm.
which I actually have some of their displays, which I have a YouTube video called "How to Display Your Funko Pops."
Yep.
And basically, they make these shelves where you nail them into the wall, and you can maybe get a 3M strip. I'm not sure about that, but basically, you can put them in the wall. You can put 12 on there. You can either have it in box or out of box. So I do like Display Geek. They do sell pops also at at retail. They sell pops at cost of retail.
Right.
Galactic Toys, they also have their own exclusives as well.
So many sites.
I mean, Galactic Toys is there.
Yeah.
But I mean, if you buy from them, it's for sure going to come in pretty good condition.
Right.
Funko.com. I feel
That's their
it's-
website.
I feel like, yeah, the official website. I feel like
Yes.
it's a little pricey though for
It can be, yeah.
the shipping and then the
Yeah,
actual
they
pop.
charge $6 shipping on every order, and then unless you go over $75. But then the pops themselves, they do put them at $11, so it's a little cheaper than like Hot Topic Box Lunch. But it just depends with Funko. But they sometimes will have random stock because like they're the official retailer. So like sometimes they'll have older pops that you won't find like out in the wild. So there's like a good opportunity there. So sometimes checking on there every once in a while is not a bad idea, especially because I know they just restocked some random old anime ones, like some really interesting ones. But
We also have Entertainment Earth,
Yeah.
which I don't recommend.
yeah, they're kind of trash. But
Unless you want your pop to be literally just in the
Yeah.
box with no bubble wrap.
they literally just stick it in the box and throw it in the mail. They're just like, good luck.
We also have Amazon, which I kind of want to say the same thing. Amazon, you might get a good deal, but you don't know whether it's going to be real or fake, or if it might come with a sticker that you're kind of seeking for.
Y'all know Jeff Bezos, dude. I don't know
I've
if
heard
he's
of
actually.
Jeff Bezos.
Yeah, I'm about to say.
We got Toy Tokyo, which, I mean, you really only go into them during the con
Cons.
seasons like
Mhm.
ECCC, SDCC, NYCC.
Right.
And there's another one. that I forget.
ECCC, NYCC, SDCC, and WonderCon.
We don't talk about one.
Oh, okay.
We also got Fugitive Toys, which you only use them during con seasons as well. Arconia, which is a great place, especially for some of the
Anime.
anime exclusives. And we have
Try to put
Shumi,
everyone on the air.
which,
Arconia.
which we also have a Shumi where they're more known for like their protectors, and they sell other collectibles as well besides
Yeah.
Funko Pops.
Yeah, they do. And then lastly is the rare / vaulted. And this thing is like, you're trying to find an old pop, and you don't want to spend $2,600 on it because Chase is scamming you. No, I'm joking. No, but the best thing to do is to always search all the online sites. These sites here: eBay, Mercari, Whatnot, Pop Price Guide, r/Funko Swap, and then you can also, Chase and I do this a lot. We sell on Instagram. So like if someone follows our pages and they hit us up and we're trying to sell something, we'll have people just direct message us and send it out because honestly, like that's like direct, product to consumer, and there's no middleman. But you have to really trust people on Instagram because sometimes they'll scam you. So really be careful if you're on there. And same thing, we'll get into this with manga as well because you can get scammed pretty easy on some of these sites if you're not careful. But it just helps you to keep track of what you're buying. Because the reality of it is once it's out of print, you're not going to find it in these physical retailers anymore. There's certain
You could find it at retailers.
Maybe
I remember
they
a few
might be
years ago.
upcharged, or they might be
No,
get really
so,
lucky.
So actually, like a few years ago, when I actually first started collecting, I wanted the Teen Titan Go set because it was already vaulted. It was super expensive. I went to a random Toys R Us and I found all of them for $10. So that was like an easy $200 come up at that time.
You never know, man.
I didn't expect to sell them. But,
Right.
I mean, I eventually sold them because sometimes you got to make.
You gotta make
money for
space.
bills.
We'll talk about that. I got you. But yeah, so make sure you guys are always checking that stuff. So the top 5 collecting tips for Funko Pops. Chase, what do you think about these?
I mean, first, number 5, always get the best deal. I always say, like, spend your money wisely. Know what the price is for something. Always, like, scour the internet for the best deal that you can because, like Jerry, he's a pretty frugal person when it comes to his actual shopping. So he likes to do things when it's, like, hot cash, Box Lunch Money. Other sites sometimes have deals.
There's literally
they have like
buy two get one free all the time, literally.
So I definitely say get the best deal. And sometimes some people online they're selling their pops at a discounted price because they can't get rid of them.
Yeah.
Or sometimes if you really want to, if you really have the time, you can always buy pops in a lot.
Oh,
and you
yeah.
can sell the pops that you don't want and just keep the other pops.
And keep the ones you like.
Yeah, you basically make a little money off of
Mm-hmm.
it. Number 4, know what Funko Pop's worth, meaning know the value of the Funko Pop. If it's a newer Funko Pop, some people try to charge $20 to $30 for people who are impatient and who really want to get it at that moment. But I definitely suggest, one, being patient.
Yeah.
Patience is a virtue, so it'll definitely come in the store later on. You just have to wait for the stock to actually come out.
Yeah.
And when it comes to knowing a Funko Pop's worth, the 2 ways that you can know Funko Pop's, well, 3 ways actually.
Mm-hmm.
The Funko app, which they have an app, the algorithm for that's kind of wonky, so I don't
It's
really
whack,
trust
but
that.
it's a good place to at least catalog your stuff.
Definitely. We have a Pop Price Guide, which has an algorithm based off of eBay sales, like actual sold listings on eBay, and they use an average of basically how much a pop is worth.
It's a really cool tool.
I don't know how I don't know how long it is between that new average and between newer sales and things.
Oh yeah, it takes a little bit of time. So like if the pop just came out, it won't have a price yet, if that makes sense. But
And then the best way, in my opinion, is to go on eBay and look at the sold listings.
Yep.
Look at what is recently sold and look at the prices that it's selling at.
if you are ever wanting to buy something secondhand, rare or vaulted, of a figure, a statue, a manga, anything, the best thing you can do is go onto eBay or go onto Mercari and look at the sold listings. I mean, if no one has told you this, like, before you get scammed out of a bunch of money or someone tries to charge $500 for something people only spend $30 for, go check those sold listings because, like, literally, like, you'll be surprised by, like, how much, there's a big difference between how much things are listed for and how much people are actually willing to pay for them. Because a lot of times you're going to be able to haggle down or at least wait for someone to post it at a better price.
Definitely, I agree.
Mm-hmm.
Number 2, which I said, which actually touches on patience, don't fall for FOMO. FOMO definitely, I mean, its definition stands for fear of missing out. Meaning some people, they want something basically because it's just not coming out, everybody else is getting it before them.
Yeah.
I definitely say patience is a virtue because a lot of the times, these Funko Pops will come out. Sometimes they might get discounted, like on Hot Topic where they have most of their stuff on 30%.
Yo, I bought this one pop, okay? This way. I bought this one pop. It was it was like what was it? Oh, it was Elektra from Marvel, right? The character Elektra. $15 at FYE. I showed up right when it came out, dropped my $15 on it. I was like, oh yeah, this is about the heater pop, whatever. That thing is selling at FYE. They have it marked on clearance for $2.99. They got hundreds of them still on their walls. My ass looks so dumb after that. I was like, I walk up in there and I'm like, wow, I really spent $15 on this.
Yeah.
But
I guess I actually have a bonus tip when it actually comes to collecting Funko Pops. If it's not piece counted, you can definitely wait on actually buying it. It's not a super priority because usually people think exclusive means, it's limited. No, it's only limited to being sold at that store rather than it actually having a limited piece count. So it doesn't say something like 2,000, 3,000 on the box.
They don't restock it. They always restock it if it's popular, for sure.
Definitely, and Hot Topic. They're notorious for restocking older, higher price Funko Pops right back at retail.
Ruining your shit. And then how about that number 1 tip?
Number one, collect what you love, not what you like, because with Funko Pops,
the Dark Sage motto, right?
Yes, because like I was saying, essentially, when you first get into anything collecting wise, you're gonna literally get anything or everything that you have some type of sentimental or nostalgic value with. Like I remember when I first started collecting Funko Pops, and the Strawberry Shortcake Funko Pops came out. I don't know nothing about shortcake.
No, you did not.
I don't know nothing about
Strawberry
Shortcake, but I ate them when I was younger because they was delicious.
Oh my god!
So I was like, you know what? Let me get it, because it was scented too. It was like the first scented.
Right, they smell. Yeah.
I was like, maybe they smell like the thing. When I look over at my collection, because this is the time when I wanted to get the Arlia Vegeta, I just had a whole bunch of Funko Pops from everything when it comes to Marvel, TV, movies, all that type of stuff.
Right.
And so I was like, okay, this is getting out of hand because I was still at that wall at my mom's house essentially.
Yeah.
I was like, all right. I really want that Arlia because I want my Dragon Ball Z set to be complete because Dragon Ball Z is what got me into collecting Funko Pops. So I was like, all right, how am I going to make this work? So then I said, let me sell all my Marvel, all my DC, all my Disney. Let me sell everything that I really don't care about and get that one like super limited.
That he loves.
And then I eventually got it. Obviously. It's gone now.
Well, things have changed, but yeah.
I sold, I didn't spend any money. Essentially, at that time, I didn't spend any money out of my own pockets buying it. I just sold all the other Funko Pops I had and accumulated the money from there.
And this is the Jerry bonus tip at the end here. You got, sometimes, literally, dude, some people on the internet, they'll be coming in, especially like our DMs and stuff, they'll be like, yo, how do I buy a Luffy pop, you know? And it's like, I'm not Google, my man. Like, just Google Luffy Funko Pop and you're gonna get a bunch of hits. But the reality of it is, I think a lot of people, they want to message someone about it because it's really easy to get like trapped in this cycle where like you're going through Google and there's like 100 different websites you don't know where to buy from. And to me, it's like, you've got to be careful. So quality check every site before you order from it, or else you're going to be really bummed when you order and you lose your money and you never get your pop or you get a fake pop. So like, you have to Google it and take care in your research before you order from the website, or else you're going to end up on Manga Swap and you're going to pay some guy for manga $100 for manga and he never ships your manga out. You know what I mean? There's like, you got to be careful before you run up on these websites. So, but do Google it before you start messaging people asking. That's what I tell everyone. Like, you just need to Google it. And I realized you skipped number 3.
Follow. Oh yeah. I didn't see that. Number 3, follow tracker accounts. There's plenty of places on Instagram or on Twitter where you can follow an account that literally posts notifications of when a Funko Pop comes out.
Any pop. Yeah.
So I know there's RegXR, EXR. I don't know how to say his name.
Reg
but
EXR.
he has Twitter notifications. You put the post notification on, you'll get a notification whenever that pop goes up on that website.
It'll bing your phone. It'll make you buy all the pops you want.
And I also have another tip.
Oh yeah?
Wow. If you're on eBay,
he's adding more.
I have to remember, if you're on eBay, never buy if it says it's coming from China.
Oh yeah.
Because it is 100% fake.
For real. It always. Very sad. Okay, that's all the pop stuff we're at. We're going to move on to manga now. Anyone have any questions about Funko Pops? Because obviously we're pretty much experts in it at this point. Yeah, what's up? Oh, the big one.
Oh, what was the one I had? It was a Planet Arlia Vegeta.
Planet Arlia Vegeta. Old Toy Tokyo exclusive. Yeah, absolutely.
It came out before I started collecting.
Yeah. Okay. Oh yeah, what's up?
Yeah, this might be a dumb question, so forgive me. What's like the rule of thumb for a Funko Pop display? Is it just keep it in the box, or like, do you take it out, or is it just preference-wise?
Yeah. I mean, for me personally, I like my Funko Pops in the box. I think the box actually adds to the actual display of the Funko Pop. Now, if it comes to like you wanting to resell it later on down the line, I say definitely keep it in the box because some people know if you tempered with the box.
Right.
But personally, I like the Funko Pop boxes, so I keep them in box, and I also get it protected for the Funko Pop.
Right.
So if I display it out of box, it's a pop that's easy to get.
Right.
Like I don't have any type of complications trying to find this, and I already know I already have like a second version of this pop already.
Right.
So, yeah.
I'd say a really good rule of thumb is that essentially it really boils down to like what your purpose with your collection is, right? So like, in my mind, if you still expect to eventually, like let's say 10 years down the line you don't want those pops and you can see yourself selling them, keep the boxes around. Even if you display them out of box, just put your boxes in a closet. You can flatten them out, do whatever you need, because if you keep the boxes around, it's gonna retain at least a little bit of its value. A lot of times when your pop's out of box and the box has been ripped up or thrown away, all of a sudden that pop's worth $1 now. Nobody wants to buy them just out of the box. And it's because a lot of people see the box as part of the collectible, which is not the case. We'll talk about figures and statues. Figures and statues, people don't care about the boxes. A lot of times they just want the statue. The boxes don't have any sort of display on them. It's pretty rare that people want those, but with pops, they see the box as a part of the collectible. So it's I would say at the very least, if you see yourself 10 years down the line wanting to get rid of offload your 200 pop collection, you're at least put the boxes somewhere safe. And I keep a lot of my displays out of box. I have a mix. I have some in, some out. But I keep all my boxes safe. I keep them safe. And there's tutorials online where you can literally watch how to open a box without hurting the box, if that makes any sense. So you can literally look up. It's really easy. You slip just something under the lid and you can pull the lid up without hurting the box. Really simple. But yeah, so that's a great question actually, because I didn't even think about that. So
when it comes to anime Funko Pops,
a
lot of them are really top heavy because anime characters have super crazy hair. So a lot of them don't come with stands like actual figures. So that's one of the things where in box is the best way to display an anime Funko Pop.
Yeah. Okay, sick. All right. So let's talk about manga, because Chase and I are big manga collectors. We're big into anime manga, so we've been really into all levels of manga collecting lately. So we're going to give some tips, like we did before, and some retailers where you can buy manga at right now.
Oh, yeah.
So here's our retailer list that Chase and I put together. Chase, you want to go over this?
Definitely. First, I want to ask, is anyone actually local to here?
Oh yeah, is anyone local to DFW? Okay.
All local to DFW.
Okay.
Well, I know some of these places are obviously going to be some of the best places. I know one of my favorite retailers, Community, which is fantastic. It's in Carrollton. They also have a location in Plano as well.
And they have locations all over the U.S. So wherever you're from, look and see if you're close enough to Aquino. there's not like a ton of them,
Yeah.
but there's at least 20 or so Kinokuniya's around the U.S. Something
Definitely.
like that.
So Kinokuniya is one of my favorite places to actually buy manga. I definitely advise you to go for the membership when you go into one of these physical retailers, because
Yes.
it will definitely save you money in the long run. $20 up front, it might hurt your pockets then because that's like 2 volumes of manga. But the savings that you get when you buy a whole bunch of manga, and sometimes even Kino, they gave us that extra 10%
Right.
on top of, or that extra 20% on top of that 10%
Yeah.
that one time. So you also get some coupons and deals.
Yes.
But we have the usual Barnes and Nobles and Books A Million.
Yeah, those are the staples. You're going to see those all over the U.S. So.
Yeah, so you have no complications getting manga from there. Also, your local comic book store, which everyone should have a local comic book store near them. Movie Trading Company, which is also called Entertainment
Entertainment
Vintage
or
Stock.
vintage stock. Yeah.
And then we have half price books where they not always half price. I will tell you.
Yeah, half price
Sometimes they go on the
books.
secondary market. They charge stuff like $40 to
They be playing
$100.
too many games sometimes,
Yeah,
honestly.
definitely. But you can always find some rare finds in there because
Yes.
people actually sell some of their collection in there.
Yes.
And you go in. Sometimes you could steal.
Sometimes
most of the time, most of the
sometimes
time
you
it's
can find a good deal. You get a good half price. You walk out with a stack of manga. You know, something you want. Absolutely.
And then we have the online retailers, which one of my favorites, Amazon, Jeff Bezos,
Yeah.
man when it comes to manga and prices. 'Cause
Yes.
you're gonna get a really good, nice deal on Amazon plus the Prime shipping. Come on, can't beat that. We got Right Stuff, which a lot of people don't like it now because a lot of the stuff is out of stock. But that's because manga right now is such a
It's hot.
it's such a
It's
crazy
hot.
phase right now. Like I've never seen something like this for manga.
Mhm.
We also have in-stock trades, which I don't recommend at this time if you're not a patient person.
Yeah.
Okay, so look.
I know.
In-stock trades, they have great prices. You just gonna be waiting for like a month or two to actually get your package. So
Yeah.
if you're really impatient, do not go there. But if you want the best deal, definitely go to in-stock trades. We got Book Depository for those who might be overseas and who might be here. We also have Simon & Schuster, which at the time I thought that they were great because they had a certain coupon, but they don't have that coupon code going anymore.
Yeah, they still sell online, and they're really good. At
Yeah.
least if they're in stock.
Yeah.
It's also kind of burned dry a little bit right now.
Exactly. And then number 6, this is for people who
The danger zone.
yeah, this is NSFW. This is why.
Yeah.
Because you can get duped on this place.
Yes.
But we have the Reddit, the subreddit
Subreddit.
of manga swap. And basically, if you are going to be buying manga secondhand online, definitely use PayPal. Never use friends and families. Always use goods and services because if someone doesn't send you your stuff,
services, yo.
yeah, if they start tripping, if they don't send you your stuff, you better contact
Yeah,
PayPal.
your
They
money
give you
back.
back your money. So yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Manga swap is the danger zone because it is totally like unregulated. You can get ripped off really easily on there, and someone will tell you to send money and you'll send it, and they won't ship your package, they won't ship your manga. But there are a lot of people that are at least claiming to sell manga for really good prices. If you're looking for older or out of print series, those are the ones that are really going to be tough. A lot of series are still, and we're going to get into this in the next slide, but you got to really know the difference between out of print and out of stock. Because with manga, if you don't understand the differences between those two, you're going to be in a tough sitch. Because if you're paying $50 for a Jujutsu Kaisen volume, you have made a fatal mistake, my good friend. Like, do not pay that much for a Jujutsu Kaisen volume right now because those are they're out of stock mostly, but they're still getting printed for a long time, and they're going to keep getting filled up on shelves. Viz knows that, so you have to understand that. Okay, let's get to the tips.
Okay, so number 5. Oh wait, no, number 1.
Oh, I flipped it.
Oh yeah. Number 1, don't always buy in store. My thing with buying in store is it's fun when you're hunting with the boys. It's a great time when you're hunting for manga in person. But if you want the best deal, if you want to kind of save a little bit of money, definitely go online. Like I said, Amazon, Right Stuff, in-stock trades if y'all are patient, because they definitely have a lot of deals, a lot of things like the Right Stuff birthday sale where stuff is like 40% off, almost close to 50 to 60% off.
Yeah, some of it's like really deep discount.
Yeah, so I definitely say look online first if you do want to go the money saving route.
Chase and I literally, when we're in store, if we see a manga we like, we'll scan the barcode on the Amazon app and immediately check like, oh, is it $10 cheaper, $5? You know, is it cheaper on Amazon? Because Amazon will pretty much always have like
manga's
they're
never
almost always marked down on there. Yeah, when we talk manga, like it's almost always marked down a little bit. So
you just have to worry about the shipping.
Just check before you just buying stuff, you know, willy nilly, because you're gonna be like you'll lose money on the long run.
Definitely, especially with hardcovers, where hardcovers in person about $19.99. You go online to Amazon, $17, 16, sometimes $15.
Yeah,
so you're saving like $5 right there.
Yes.
Second one, patience is a virtue. Because a lot of times, a lot of people think, oh, I gotta get this manga, I gotta get this manga, I gotta get this manga, and I'm like, chill, wait. Yeah. If it's something like One Piece, a lot of people are like, I need to buy One Piece right now. One Piece is one of the greatest. Right? Yes. Yeah. One Piece is the greatest selling manga of all time.
Yes.
Viz is not going to stop making One Piece. They are never going to stop making One Piece.
Right.
So just wait for it to come back in stores. Do not pay exorbitant prices. Do not get extorted.
Yeah, do not get taken advantage of. Yeah, what's up?
What about Dark Horse? I heard they're dead.
Oh yeah.
That makes it great. Yes.
Okay.
Vertical, Dark Horse, even Seven Seas to a certain extent. Some of these side companies that are licensing smaller manga that are less popular, a lot of times they'll do an initial print run and maybe 1 or 2 backup print runs. They might do some omnibus versions, but then after that they're going to throw them way out of stock or way out of print at that point.
Yeah.
I mean, there are series from 2018 that are already out of print. You know, stuff that they just started 2-3 years ago that they've already given up on. And so obviously Viz, the big titles, patience is a virtue.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what it comes down to.
There ain't really nothing new right now.
Yeah,
That's going on.
when you're talking about that, but when you're talking about those ones, I would encourage you to look, especially if they're new and coming out or something you really are thinking about, get them now, because they could disappear in a year. You know what I mean? Like those ones, I would look at, like Berserk, I made sure to lock my omnibuses in. I was just like, you know, but Berserk will probably stay in print. I mean, it's one of the most popular seinen series of all time. So that one, I assume Dark Horse will keep up. But look at stuff like Trigun that's deep out of stock or out of print at this point. And that's a mega popular series, but Dark Horse is just abandoning it, but still holds the license.
Hopefully, we're hoping for like an omnibus version.
I guess the best way I can put it is that you're right, and make sure you do that research before you jump in. I mean, it can go a long way, because I was looking, like, there's a series that's out of print that I was looking up the other day, and I started going on eBay first because I was like, oh, it's out of print. But then I realized, no one was really charging a lot for it. There weren't even like lots for the whole series. And I looked on the primary retailers like Barnes & Noble. Even though it had been out of print for like 8 years, Barnes & Noble still had the whole series in stock. So, sometimes you got to be aware of that as well. Sometimes series just aren't popular enough. So don't go to eBay. Like, definitely don't go to eBay to buy Chainsaw Man right now. Don't go to eBay to buy Jujutsu Kaisen. Just please don't. Like, just don't do it. Demon Slayer. These are mega in-print, massive series, massive hit series, top 10 best-selling series of the year so far. So like, I get it. You're having FOMO. You're doing this stuff. Be patient on those. But Dark Horse stuff, deep cut stuff, I would encourage you to consider getting it sooner rather than later. That's just my goal for that. But I definitely do more of the rare manga stuff than Chase does. Chase is about the hot stuff, and I'm more about like the deep cut, rare. I love to dig into the gritty of that side of it. So absolutely. Other question before we move on? Yeah, what's up, man?
I got like 2 questions.
Yeah.
I'm like running out of space, and I'm having problems selling manga because like it's not. I feel like comic books you can just sell and sell, but with my manga, it's like nobody wants to buy it. And I'm just, even if it's like something like Blizzard,
right?
I just can't sell it, and then just space management. That's
Well, when it comes to selling, the thing is, are you selling it for retail or are you selling it at a good discount?
Right,
price?
that's a great question.
Yeah, I sell them at a little discount.
Because
I'm just trying to get rid.
Right.
Because the thing is, like, some people say they sell it at a discount, but then you have people you have the company like Right Stuff, where they give you a pretty good deal. So you have to compete with Right Stuff's actual sales. Then you have to actually see like what the market wants right now.
Right.
Like Berserk is like super high right now because of the untimely death of Hikari. But I'd say definitely if you can sell them, and if you just want to make a quick buck just to get some space too, maybe half price books, but you're not going to get a lot.
I hate to say it.
Half price books and movie trading companies.
Sometimes when it comes down to it, you have to just drop them at a shop. And I mean it's only with those series that if they're deep in print, they're really easy to get on the regular market. People aren't looking on the secondary markets to buy those volumes right now because they can just walk into Barnes & Noble, they can just walk into X, Y, and Z and pick it up, So I think that for a lot of that, you're going to have to just, I hate to say it, but yeah, sometimes you just drop it off, get a couple bucks back, and move on. But I also suggest if you can, put them all in one big lot and do them at like a half off. Sometimes people will buy those lots just to stock up and have some extra volumes. So it's like one of those things, you have to tease the market, and we're going to talk a little bit about, I think I have it later in this, but about managing space. Because you asked that as well, so I do have a little bit about that a little bit further back. So, we literally just reorganized his manga collection last night. We went home from DreamCon last night and then immediately reorganized his manga collection for like 5 hours. So it was big stuff.
Definitely.
But okay.
Okay, so we have number 3, which is know the difference between out of stock and out of print. And Jerry, you was touching on this.
I know.
You was touching on it.
I know.
Out of stock basically means like the store doesn't have any more stock. It doesn't mean like they're not making it anymore. It's just right now, a lot of people are buying it and they don't have the supply to meet the demand.
Right.
But it's still going to be printed. You're going to get it eventually,
right,
but just at a later time. This is where FOMO kind of comes in. Now, out of print means that they are not making it anymore. meaning that you will probably have to buy secondary market value for some of those out of print, like GTO or.
Oh my God, yeah.
I'm trying to think of another series right now.
Some of the poppin' ones are like, I mean, at least for me, I want Flowers of Evil by Shuzo Oshimi. Great Teacher Onizuka is a hot secondary market item. You're gonna have a tough time with that. Saint Seiya is an older series that's out of print. Ultimate Muscle just had a big resurgence on the secondary market. Gaunt's volumes are super hard to get on the secondary market. Those are all ones that you're gonna see a big price rise on the rare side.
So definitely know the difference, because I know a lot of people go on eBay and they put Chainsaw Man OOP, which stands for out of print. OOP is out of print.
That's
OOS is
out of print.
Yeah, exactly. If it's like a newer series, especially a really great selling series, it's not going to be out of print. It's out of stock. So definitely look out for keywords like that, because a lot of people try to dupe people based off of that tag in their title. So never buy something that's super new for the price, like more than $9.99 basically, essentially, for a single volume.
Right. Four,
keep in mind the space you have.
You were just touching on this, that's all.
Now, some people, like, you can get the Billy bookshelf, which is something I highly recommend for someone collecting manga.
IKEA.
Yeah, it's out of stock right now. But,
can't get it at our IKEA, but it's IKEA.
But I definitely recommend the Billy, because you can put a lot of manga on the Billy. You can actually add shelves and tiers to the actual shelf itself. So I highly recommend the Billy. Right now I have a Target bookshelf, which is like $30. So you have like 5 shelf spaces.
Right.
So you can put a good amount of manga on there, but you can also like double stack it. So like if you have all of Naruto, you can put 35 volumes of Naruto on the back and 35 volumes of Naruto on the front. Personally, I think that looks nasty.
It looks a little tacky, but if you
unless you get risers though. If you get risers,
I've seen some really cool riser situations that people have used. Yeah, where they'll take a shelf, they'll double back, and they'll rise it up in the back.
But also, when keeping in mind of the space that you have, you can't collect every single thing that you want.
Yeah.
So sometimes you got to get rid of stuff, or you have to really debate whether you really can get that and it fits within your collection.
Yeah, we can't all be the omnibus collector. It's like he's got a lot of space.
Definitely. And for the last, tip number 5.
This is a big tip. This is a big one.
Don't be pretentious.
Don't be that guy.
Don't be that guy. I read the manga, so I know what's gonna happen. The manga's way better than the anime. Don't be like that.
Don't be that guy.
Don't be that. Don't spoil it for your anime only friends, especially something like One Piece, which One Piece is easy.
One Piece is deep.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah, we won't spoil it.
Definitely started, but
it's game on. It's great.
But don't be pretentious. Don't be that guy. Well, you anime fans aren't ready for this to happen.
Right.
Like, come on, dog. Don't be lame.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? But don't be pretentious. Don't be that guy that acts like you're all high and mighty because you know what's gonna happen before the anime only watcher.
Right.
Eventually, it's gonna happen in the anime.
Right.
And it might look better than the actual manga itself. Mm-hmm. So yeah. And for the bonus
tip,
I recommend, because a lot of you guys, I'm pretty sure y'all like stuff like Dragon Ball Z, Naruto, JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, all the super popular series. There is an app called the Shonen Jump app, which I'm not a sponsor.
We're not sponsored yet.
There is a Shonen Jump app which you can get on your phone, and basically you pay $1.99 a month. You can read 100 chapters of any manga total a day. Yeah, so for $1.99, I call it like the Netflix of manga, or at least for Shonen Jump manga, because a lot of series that we like is in Shonen Jump. It's in the magazine for Shonen Jump. So if you don't want to initially make the investment of getting a whole series like One Piece, which is like it's almost like 100 volumes now. If you don't want to make that investment, you can always still support the actual creator or the mangaka that actually creates this by just paying $1.99 a month. So at least you're still supporting the industry itself, rather than just pirating the whole thing.
Right. The bonus tip goes down to the fact that, like, if there's legal option available and it's moderately accessible, try to take advantage of that legal option if you are financially capable. That's what I always tell everyone, right? Like, I understand that sometimes you're in a financial situation, whatever it might be. That's up to you. But just understanding that if there's an option available, $2 a month is like, I just spent more on lunch. You know what I mean? Like, that's nothing to read a bunch of manga, and that's a ton of manga on there. Like, why not utilize that, right? So I always tell people that. Yeah, what's up?
Yes.
Like, I've never read manga before.
Okay.
Oh.
How long is a volume?
Oh, yeah.
Is the question how long is a volume?
Compared to the anime sequence. Yeah. Okay.
It's dependent. It's dependent on certain series, because something like One Piece, a lot of people say it's like 1.5 chapters to an episode. I mean, I know it's not, because One Piece has filler and has very bad pacing issues.
Yeah.
But essentially, it just depends on how the anime or how the studio is actually adapting the material itself.
Yeah.
Because, like, most of the time when it comes to Shonen Jump titles, the first chapter is the whole first episode of that series itself. Mm-hmm. But the rest of it takes I know Bleach all 21 volumes is like the first season itself.
Yeah.
So
it really depends. Yeah, every show is going to manage the pace of the series differently. But when you're picking up a volume of manga, you're usually getting about 200 pages or about 10 chapters worth. If it's a weekly series, if it's a monthly series, it's going to be a little bit different. But for most weekly shonen series, which are things like Dragon Ball Z, Naruto, Bleach, One Piece, all those, they usually have about 20 pages a chapter, about 10 chapters a volume. And usually those move at a slower pace. You might have 1 to 3 chapters adapted per episode, while series like JoJo's move at like a 5 to 6 chapter an episode pace. I mean, that series was really cranked up because the series was completed and they were able to just adapt a huge amount of content over a period of time. So if you're just now getting into manga, it's a great place to start with maybe a series you're already familiar with, right? Go check it out because you might see some differences or some changes. And you might be like, wow, I'm really loving the manga version of this experience better than I like the anime version. Or you're like, oh, I didn't like this, I enjoyed the anime version better. So pick out one maybe you've already seen the anime of and give it a shot. That's all I tell everyone. It's like, if you want to get into manga collecting, like try something that's comfortable for you. Don't jump off the deep end and go buy Berserk as your first manga. Like you might be very taken aback if that's the first thing that you read. That's you want to ease yourself in, especially if you already are a big anime fan or you've been into anime for a while. Trying out a manga series for yourself.
Definitely.
What's up?
This is more of like a content creating because I watch.
Oh yeah. We're gonna talk a little bit more about it. But what's your question?
Okay,
I'm curious.
I have a bunch of manga and I've been wanting to do the same thing. I kind of quit because I was using my phone, so I don't know anything about like equipment. So do you guys know anything about cameras? I'm willing to go deep dive into the money. So
So essentially, how long have you actually been watching my channel?
For a while, me and my brother we just watch your videos.
That's fine. Well, thanks for coming.
JoJo,
look at that.
Did, the JoJo Nindroids.
Yes.
So all those videos were recorded on my phone.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
I got up to
He just bought his camera.
I just bought my camera a few months ago.
Oh.
But I've been doing content creation seriously for about 3 years now. But for 2 of those years, I was using only my phone.
Mm-hmm.
So I highly suggest if you can't break the bank, because the camera I have now, it's like close to $1,000 with the lens I have.
Okay.
So
I tell everyone the best equipment is the equipment you already have. The reality of it is you got to start, because at the end of the day, if you put in, and Chase will probably agree with this, if you put in $2,000 into a YouTube channel before you've even made any money off of it, you're gonna be really disappointed when 2 months from now you decide, wait, I hate making YouTube videos. You know what I mean? I tell no one, if you want to start YouTube, start it. Don't worry about the equipment. Don't worry, just do content. Yeah. And then if it works out, if you're really enjoying it, you love the editing process, blah blah blah, then consider investing. Put some money into it. Because especially with collectible content, it's so variable, and so the content areas that we're in are really they're constantly changing. You have to be up with the trends and be on top of it and to stay relevant at all. And that's what we've managed for a while.
But when it comes to if you don't have the money for a camera or something right now, because cameras are expensive. So what I would say, the most important things is audio. Make sure your fan isn't on. Make sure you have a tripod that holds your phone. Make sure your phone is this way and not how you usually text on the phone. And lighting. So lighting and audio are the 2 most important things. So you can just get you a ring light, or in my case, I was using box lights. So basically, you go on Amazon, you search a box light, you get them for $60, $70.
Yes.
Put them this way, pointing towards you. Put your phone in the middle. Yeah, that's a pretty good content.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so that's our manga tips. We're going to quickly do anime tips, and then we're going to get into some of the social media side of it. How do you start your social media? If you want to share your manga online, you want to share your anime figures online, you want to share your whatever you're doing, we're going to talk a little bit about that side of it, because at the end of the day, Chase and I are both content creators in our own zones, and we've been doing collectible content for years at this point. Posting our collectibles, posting our collections, and that's it's very niche, especially in the anime collectible community on top of it. So it's like a niche within a niche. So we want to get into that a little bit. But let's talk about anime figures briefly, Chase. Woo. I put this together. So we're going to briefly talk about some anime statue figures. So I'm sure you've seen them. They make anime statues and figures and all sorts of stuff everywhere. Your anime statues, figurines, Nindroids, Figma, Grandista, Banpresto. You've probably heard all these names. Maybe you've seen them on the statues and stuff you purchased. But we're going to quickly go over some of the good retailers to get these from right now, because you might not even know that some of these retailers have started stocking some of this stuff. So the first one is obviously Box Lunch and Hot Topic. They got them in every mall, y'all. they have started putting cheap band prestos, $25 band prestos, at every box lunch Hot Topic, especially for the popular series, One Piece, Demon Slayer, Dragon Ball Z. And a $25 band presto, it doesn't look amazing, and they have those ugly bases. But if you just want a little anime statue to put in front of something, $25 is not bad to put out for it. And they always have deals as well as those two stores. You know, you'll often get like a coupon on top of a coupon, get it for 18, 15. You know, the great place to start if you just want some starter figures. Same thing with Barnes & Noble and Books A Million. You might not even know this, but Barnes & Noble carries Gundam kits. Barnes & Noble carries SH Figuarts. Some of the higher class collectibles. They always have those little stands in the middle of the store where they're going to put some of those upper, those nicer collectibles. It's super random, and you'll find some really randomly nice figures and statues there. Same thing with Books A Million. They have the same sort of section. And then number 3 there, comic book shops. I mean, obviously, but like, you wouldn't even know. Like, we rolled up to one comic book shop the other day, and they just, like, you never know what you're going to walk in on, because you think it's just all comic stuff, and then you'll see massive manga collections, massive figure and statue sections in these comic book stores, where, I mean, we have a store here local to DFW, if you're not from, or I guess it's a little bit farther up from here, 30, 45 minutes from here, called Anime Pop, and there's one in, I think there's one in Houston as well?
No, it's Austin.
Austin.
There's one in Addison and one in Austin.
One in Austin, one in Addison here, and they have a massive statue and figure section as well. So, those are the stores you want to be looking for, as well as that movie trading company, Entertain Mart, Vintage Stock. They're secondary, they buy stuff and sell them, but then also they always have fat statues and figures. GameStop, totally random, but I'm sure if you haven't been to GameStop in the last couple of years, the game section is like in a corner, and the rest of the store is like all toys and collectibles at this point. I mean, statues, figures, pops, whatever you want, that's going to be inside of a GameStop. And then also conventions. Literally, like, go to an anime convention, and you're going to see vendor rooms stacked with statues and figures. Like, that is like the baller place to get them, I think. But sometimes those vendors be marking it up a little bit. They be trying to run you for some of your money.
You could at least haggle.
Yeah, you might be able to haggle them down.
You're able to haggle
them a little messy to see what's up. But you never know. Oh yeah, we haggled down on that pop-up parade.
Oh,
yeah. You never know. But then online, you got the same stuff, right? Amazon and Right Stuff, we've already kind of talked on. But Ami is actually a Japanese website. They ship straight from Japan, and super trusting shipping process. The great website to order some of your statues, figures, and androids. All that good stuff is on there. And great pre-order prices. They have a great shipping cost from Japan. Good Smile US obviously is going to have all your Figmas and all your Nindroids. They're a little slow right now.
Yeah.
They're a little slow.
We know why.
Yeah, they're a little slow. Thanks, COVID. But beside the point, they usually are nice and stocked up. And then Favorite GK is one that I've been getting in. We've been looking at a lot more, because once you start to elevate past those $70, $80 statues, you start getting into like $500 statues, those giant gut statues. You start getting into that sort of situation. You guys start looking at these sites like Favorite GK. This is a really nice, they say like really upscale anime figures. Anime statues is what you really call them. That's the place to go. That's the one that we predominantly kind of promote in the Discord. I feel like comes up a lot.
Favorite GK, Fanatic Anime Store, something like that.
Tokyo Otaku Mode, I feel like comes up.
Yeah.
You were browsing on
I was browsing on them. It's a little tricky on that website. I can't vouch for that website.
Yeah, we didn't put them on the list, but just if we're throwing any other ones out there. But great retailers. Make sure you're doing your research when you go to buy an anime figure, especially at a con. Yeah, what's up?
Another place that I saw a couple of days ago in the mall was Thinking Geek.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they had stuff
Great
like
call.
Dragon Ball, One Piece, and they had even stuff that wasn't anime, but like Kamen Rider.
Yep. Yeah, Think Geeks are sort of closing down more. They just closed the one over in Northeast Mall, which is sad. But the Parks Mall, the one that's like pretty close to here, has one. There's also one over in Fort Worth at the Hewlin Mall. But Think Geek is actually owned by GameStop, so it's the collectible wing of GameStop's company. And they manage. You'll actually see some that are GameStop Think Geeks combined. So yeah, Think Geek is a great. It's literally just the collectible side. It's like GameStop without the games. So they usually have a lot more nicer stuff. Great call. Great mention. Yeah.
I know you guys like Nindroids and stuff like that, and figures, but do you guys think you guys would get into any of like Prime One, like like the big guts?
Yeah. I will just say now, if you subscribe to the Dark Stages YouTube channel and you want to see some Prime One,
not Prime One.
Right now,
because I was looking at actually for a Prime One gut statue the other day.
So pricey.
They're really nice,
yeah.
But the thing is, they're either on pre-order. I don't like doing pre-order because I'm the type of person I like to pay for everything up front, and I don't want to do the waiting. But when it comes to the Prime One, a lot of the stuff is either on pre-order or it's out of stock. Yeah. So I couldn't get the gut statue that I really want.
Yeah, but yes,
They have,
we
five,
are.
like different ones now, like because they just had the Black Swordsman.
Yes.
Now they have like everything else.
The big thing about those big statues is you got to really be cognizant of your space. You know, if you're going to drop $1,000 on a statue, like you got to really know what you're doing with that thing, because like it's going to take up a lot of room. It's going to be that's like a centerpiece kind of statue. When you go into the prime ones, that's like you're dropping $500 to $1,000 retail. You know, that's not even secondary market. So at that point, you really got to know what you're doing with that thing. And Chase has some stuff coming up on his channel that people should look forward to. He's got
something JoJo related.
Yes, he may have bought a JoJo.
Some JoJo
something coming up. So our top 5 tips. These are just our quick tips. I put these together. So first off, always check the price. If you're at a convention, quality check the price online before you buy it from a vendor who's trying to sell 45, and you can literally open up Amazon and it's 25. You know what I mean? Like don't get duped because of that. Second is always be cautious of fakes. Anime figures also get faked out the wazoo. Honestly, anything anime gets faked out the wazoo. It's pretty rude. So beside the point, be careful of fakes. You know, don't get duped. Get a second opinion from a friend, someone else who knows it, before you start buying stuff. 3 is financing. Understand that some of these bigger statues, when you get the prime ones, they're very expensive. You know, you're dropping $1,000 on one figure. And in that case, you really got to understand what you're getting yourself into. So financing wise, think about it, and do you want to pay it up front? Do you want to pay it in installments? A lot of these sites allow that, so prepare yourself for that.
Wait a second.
Oh, what's up?
Did you have a question?
Oh, what's up? Yeah. What's the question? Oh yeah, manga's not in color. Yeah, that's something a lot of people don't know that. Yeah.
I mean, some versions, well, like
sometimes they create
like
color
they did Dragon Ball Z.
All in
they
color.
did it all. Well, they did up to the Frieza arc in color.
Oh, okay.
You
Yeah.
have to read it online. Like they have like official like actual coloring. Like
Some.
JoJo Bizarre Adventure. Like you can read it online.
One Piece has an official color version. Some of them do, but traditionally manga is a black and white art form. You know, it's something that's just done in black and white, which is kind of the beauty of it if you get into it. But it's you get used to it if you've never read manga before. But absolutely, great question as well. I didn't even think about that. Okay, so 4, understand figure scaling. If you don't know what like a 1/6 scale figure is, like you need to understand that. Generally, what's happening is that a figure is scaled to the size of a standard person. If Makima was a real life person, she'd be 5'4", so it's like a 6 scale or whatever. It's like a 1/6 of what her normal height would be. Mm-hmm. That's how they scale figures. So a lot of people don't understand that when they get into it. So they buy a 2 half scale or something, and you get this fucking 3-foot figure. Yeah, it's really like, wow, that was a strange experience for myself. but understand figure scaling before you get into this. And then 5, display preference. You got to understand where you're going to put it. When you're buying statues, figures, and stuff, they take up so much space. So be cognizant before you be buying these. And then lastly, and I said that about it. Consider your displays before buying. So briefly, I'm not going to do the tips and everything, but I want to talk about Pokemon. Because I don't know if anyone here collects Pokemon cards. They know about the Pokemon card stuff that's been happening, all this stuff. I'm big into Pokemon cards, so I want to at least put it up there just to give you guys the briefest Jerry overview of if you want to get into Pokemon cards, this is the weirdest time to do it. And if you're not already into it, you're going to have a hard time getting in. But I will say that if you really want to get into Pokemon cards, understand your local spots, understand when they put product out, and regularly check those spots. Because at the end of the day, people are scalping Pokemon cards harder than any of the other collectibles that I know right now. You're really having people buying out whole stores of Pokemon cards, just flip them for double, triple the price. So be cognizant when you're hearing people talk about Pokemon cards. If you want to get into it, I'm not going to go into super detail on it. I just put this cute Pikachu up there so you can see him. But if you really want to dig deep into Pokemon, you can definitely come talk to me. But I wanted to throw it up there because Chase doesn't really mess with Pokemon cards. But I wanted to throw it up there in case anyone wanted to hear a little bit of it. But yeah, make sure you understand your local spots. You want to be buying retail on all Pokemon cards. I'll just say it right now. I literally saw a vendor here at this show trying to sell Pokemon cards at an upsell price. Like, just be careful. Don't buy sealed product. I get it. Definitely don't buy new sealed product at an upsell price because they've restocked every recent set. Whatever. Just want to put that out there. Okay, and then all this stuff. Does anyone? These are just like a shit ton of other collectibles you probably maybe have never heard of, or you have and you collected. Fig pins, retro games, amiibos. I literally found out yesterday that Leland has like every amiibo. I was talking to them yesterday about it. I was like, what?
That's a little nasty.
I was like, okay. Nindroids, designer toys, sneakers, Marvel Legends, Star Wars Black figures. These are popular collectibles that if you start to get into any of these zones, you're gonna get into this, and there's probably other stuff that I missed. I was like, what else? You know, like what else is there that people are collecting right now? Because at the end of the day, collectibles are like the wave. You know, I think that part of it's like as you understand like what you like, the niche that you're in, you want to get the things that physically represent that. You want to put that in your space. So understanding that as well. But there's some other popular collectibles if you're interested in looking into any of those. Chase and I have also dabbled in ways in some of these in some zones or spaces as well. So especially in Android, I think both of us are pretty into Androids as well. Yeah.
Yeah, this might be out of you guys' purview, but I was wondering if you had any tips about collecting comics.
Oh, yeah.
Especially, like, for me personally, when I go to a comic book store, I really want to buy one, but like I just get too overwhelmed because I don't even know where to start. So do you guys have any tips for that?
I dabble in comic books as well, which who'd have guessed? Chase, do you do comics?
I used to do comics a few years ago when I first came to college.
Right.
Like, you know, Spider-Man and all.
So we have a little bit of knowledge, but definitely not as much. It's definitely one, you know, we really stick to the anime and manga stuff. But the only advice I'll give anyone that wants to get into comic books, go online, think about a character or a story that you're interested in, and try to figure out what, generally, if you look a little bit, you will find that story and find the actual reading order. And that's something a lot of people, because when you walk into a store, it's like Green Lantern, New Dawn, Green Lantern, Biggest Day, you know, like, and you're like, what the hell, there's no numbers, like I don't know where to start, I don't know what stories are what, are these all standalone? So if you look online for reading orders, there are tons of online forums where people put together reading orders where you can find great starts and finishes for specific series or specific characters. Because you gotta remember, comics are usually organized by character. A lot of them are separated by character, unless you get into some of the more specific stuff. I collect almost pretty much all modern Green Lantern comic. I own every single one. I'm a massive Green Lantern fan. And so, yeah, so I love the Green Lantern, so I have like every modern Green Lantern comic book. That's the main one, but I had to really look into reading orders and actually figuring out the order that I could start comfortably and where things would cut off. So Google those, look into them, especially go on Reddit forums. You're going to find stuff like that. Now, if you're talking you get into the booked and boarded side of stuff, that's a danger zone. Some of these comics from the old days are very, very, very expensive, and you're going to run into the same issues you run into with some of this other stuff where people are upcharging, they're playing you, they're trying to sell stuff out the wazoo. This one's signed from 1963, Spider-Man first edition, blah, you know, and that starts to get really chaotic. And on that, I would defer to someone that's more of an expert on comics at some point. You know, you want to find, but we do know some comic collectors. One of my favorite is AR Comics on YouTube. He's a smaller YouTuber, but he's a really great, he kind of understands comics. And then Jim Mint. He also does a lot of comic stuff, and he's quite a bit bigger.
He's actually local.
Yeah. Oh, really? I didn't know that.
He's in Texas.
Okay, so he's in Texas. I didn't know that either. So if you want to support another Texas creator, that's a great one to get into. And they do a lot of that stuff. But they'll talk about reading orders. They'll talk about those sorts of content as well as like what's coming out when you get into it. Comics are hard and they're confusing. Is all I'll say. And there's a barrier to entry for anyone who wants to get into comic books. So but that's our advice. Oh yeah, absolutely, yeah. Okay, so let's talk about social platforms. So Chase, I want you to start. Just tell them a little bit about what you do, or like how you've gotten to where you are, like size-wise. Because the thing is that both of us run social platforms around our collectibles. I have 3, unfortunately, but Chase has one very concentrated, focused social platform that he puts all of his content on collectibles on. So I don't know.
So basically, essentially, I'm pretty sure everyone has put a YouTube video out at some point. But a lot of time, like back when I was in high school, I was putting out videos. I was doing skits and stuff like that. Wasn't really doing well. I didn't think it was my thing, so I stopped. Then I came back in college, started doing skits again. Wasn't my thing again, didn't stop. That's like when the rise of the RDC like really started happening while I was in college.
Yeah.
So then I stopped for a few years. Then actually 3 years ago around this time, I moved to a new place. It was actually on a bet or a dare that one of my friends was like, you need to start doing Funko Pop videos. I'm like, I'm not gonna do Funko Pop videos. No one would ever watch that type of stuff. He was like, but at least try to do it. I was like, all right, cool. So I did it. I was putting out one video a week. Like I said, 3 years ago, I had like 68 subscribers. Then slowly, I was just being consistent. I always tried to up the quality of my content. And I always try to make my content entertaining because I think the one thing when it comes to actually making content, a lot of people think it's oversaturated, but good content is not oversaturated. Like there's a lot of content on the internet, but you're not gonna say everything that you watch is great, essentially. And everybody has their, their tastes and preferences and things like that. So I feel like what I was doing when it came to Funko Pops, it was something different. It was something new. I was adding skits. I was adding comedy. I was adding a little slang to some of the things. I wasn't as formal as a lot of these people because I'm not as knowledgeable. I only know stuff about the characters that I really, really love. So I was doing that. I was doing one video a week. At one point, I was doing 2 to 3 videos a week. This is while I was working full time.
Then you got to daily at some point.
Oh yeah. But eventually, when it came to my channel, because you always want to, when it comes to a channel, you got to think of it as a brand. You don't always want to put yourself in the box to where you can't pivot in case you get bored of doing something. Like my name is the Dark Sage. It's not the Dark Sage collects pops, where I'm just talking about pops. Because if I change up my content and just start doing manga, y'all gonna be like, what? And y'all gonna start unsubscribing. At least if it's Dark Sage, I have the intention for my content for y'all to come to me. I want y'all to like me more than the things I'm showing y'all. Obviously, the things I'm showing y'all is what brings y'all in. But I want y'all to stay because of me, essentially. So I pivoted from Funko Pops because I got bored of Funko Pops. Then I went to figures. I was doing daily video reviews on figures. It got very tiring. Then after that, I essentially got into manga because this is when I really wanted to start getting back into manga. This is when I started coming back into JoJo, just a whole bunch of anime series that I really read. Like One Piece. One Piece was the actual first like serious manga that I really read.
Told you needed to read One Piece, dude.
I
know, but I was on your head about it though. I'm not gonna lie.
But I already knew like half the stuff. Like,
I was like, you ruined it.
Yeah, but essentially, I would say when it comes to building a social platform, always make it to where you think of it as a brand and not just box yourself in, because something like Funko Pops, everything goes in phases. Especially like me, I like to do collecting content. That's just me. That's just me in general. So everything comes in phases. Like with Funko Pops, the big boom of Funko Pops was happening a few years ago. Now right now it's manga. Basically, you don't always want to follow the phase, but you always want to put yourself at an advantage of you can pivot wherever you go.
Depending on your growth, so on and so forth. And the only thing I'll add, obviously Chase has the knowledge on a lot of this. The only thing I'll add is that Chase and I are both really big proponents of the fact that like if you're going to start a collectibles page, it needs to be stuff that you love. There are a lot of content creators that get into this not with the intention, they get into it with the intention of trying to get big. You know, they get into it with this intention of trying to schmooze their audiences, sell their collectibles to them, try to start some sort of, get one over on people. And I think that a lot of times you see those pages fail. You see them drop out. You see them not understand what they're doing. And a lot of the community around it, they lose interest. They don't want to be a part of that. I think a big part of what's made Chase's content stick around for as long as it has is because of the fact that the community gets behind him because he legitimately just loves everything he buys. This man is in love with his collectibles. And I think that is what it's that authenticity. So at the end of the day, like if you love what you're getting, share that love with the people that are around you. I mean, I have a Funko Pop page that I still post on because I still love Pops a lot. And so that's where my Jerry's Got Pops handle came from. And I post on there almost daily Funko Pops that I buy. And I've been able to build up an audience just they're interested in my Pops, the Pops in my collection. Just because I just buy Pops every day. And I was like, well, I'm going to show the Pops I buy. I don't take like fancy photos. I use my iPhone. I'm not doing nothing schmancy with it, but that's what I love to do. And I've, because of that, I've kept that brand.